guys, it's Bro You Whack, and with the second Overwatch 2 beta right on the horizon, a lot of people are expecting more hero reworks to come along with it, and the Overwatch team actually just released a blog post talking about that exact thing. They gave us a sneak peek of a hero that's gonna get a rework, and oh boy, who could it be? Could it be a broken hero like Brigitte, or someone who's been unmeta for years like Roadhog? And it's Moira. Well, huh? I mean, the mommy scientist, well, she's definitely not the worst hero to rework. Definitely isn't the first hero that comes to mind. But the biggest thing that I could see as to why they would try to rework Moira in Overwatch 2 is the fact that she isn't all that engaging. She doesn't have a lot of game-changing abilities that can really change the pace of the game. And if I don't have to sugarcoat it, overall, Moira is just a very boring hero to play. And in the Overwatch 2 developer blog post, they talked about 3 iterations of how they can try to rework Moira to fit that more engaging playstyle, but also add an element of skill. The third of which is the first one that we'll be talking about, and the one that we're probably going to see in the next Overwatch 2 beta, which is this brand new weaken charge ability. Basically, how this new weaken ability works is that you're going to charge this ability by pressing the reload button once, and then once it's charged after a little bit of time, you're going to fire it at a target, and what it's going to do if you hit this target is that it's going to lower the attack of the target, but also lower the healing output of that target. And one cool part about this weaken ability is that you're going to be able to charge it like I mentioned before, but you can also hold it until you see a suitable target. However, you won't be able to use your primary or your secondary fire when you are charging or holding your weaken ability. Now, this possible new ability might seem a little bit confusing, and it's kind of supposed to be that way because we haven't seen this before, but the best way I can help you envision it is think of Winston's new electric charge ability meeting on his anti-grenade. Kinda. Let's say a Moira and a Lucio are in a 1v1, and you charge your weaken ability, and you throw it at the Lucio, and you hit him. And I don't know how long the duration of this weaken ability will last. I'm gonna be assuming the same time duration as an Ana anti-grenade. But during that weaken time period, that Lucio is gonna be doing less damage, but at the same time, putting out less healing because they are, well, weakened. At first, I was a little bit confused because I thought it was like an Ana anti-grenade, but it has nothing to do with the healing that you receive, but the healing that you output. So this is going to be especially critical going up against other supports. But obviously that's not the only target. Like, you can also just target DPS like Cole Cassidy or Sombra or even Soldier 76 who has damage and also a healing ability. But out of the 3 more rework ideas they talk about in this blog post, I feel like weaken not only is going to be the one that we see in the second Overwatch 2 beta, but also is one of my favorites because it adds a skill element that is desperately needed in Moira. And you can kind of see that same idea come up with the 2 other Moira reworks that eventually got scrapped. They're trying to add some sort of like engaging element to this hero, where the first Moira rework was called Pain Converter.
This world shall know pain.
Basically, how this would work is, you know how you would typically target an enemy and you would be able to do damage but also gain healing? Or you would have that same idea, but rather you would target your ally and all the damage done on your ally would be converted into healing, or gamer girl P as I always call it. But during this time of sucking on your allies, pause, you would be able to also pee on your allies and heal them. Mega pause! It's getting a little bit sus in here, but other than that, the main reason why I wasn't brought on board was because it was like a moving immortality field where nobody would die. And we definitely don't need any more immortality fields. In fact, if we're talking about hero reworks, then why don't we just go and look at Matisse and, I don't know, delete immortality field. But the second Moira rework that also got talked about was Purge and Nullify. This one is a lot more confusing. This would be an additional ability to Moira's damage ball specifically, where basically you would be able to throw it at an enemy and it would completely cancel out any power-up abilities. Think of Ana's Nano Boost, or you think of Soldier 76 Sprints. Well, Nullify, or no, Purify, or no, Purge, I can't even get the names right, would stop it from happening. And then it got transitioned into Nullify, where this is really confusing, where basically the damage ball would create a safe haven space for your teammates where it do healing, but it would also do damage to enemies that had overhealth. Overhealth is like the green health that you get from Lucio's shield or Brigitte's ultimate, whatever the case may be. And other than it just being very confusing to understand, it also just wasn't brought on because it didn't seem all that noticeable in game. And then after that, of course, we saw the third Moira hero rework, which was called Weaken, which I do want to know your guys' thoughts on this new Weaken ability, because I strongly think we are going to see this in the second Overwatch 2 beta. Like, it seems a little bit surprising interesting that the Overwatch team is making a whole entire blog post talking about just past ideas that we're never going to see in the game, but also kind of hinting at the idea of this new weekend ability, but more importantly, also giving us an insight as to why they're doing it. Because a lot of people are going to get upset at the fact that they're not looking at someone like Roadhog, who is the worst tank in all of Overwatch, or someone like Brigitte, who has always been seen as this anti-fun, but also semi-broken hero throughout the history of her existence in Overwatch. So considering all the heroes that need to be addressed, when a blog post comes out talking about a Moira Rework, it just kind of leaves you scratching your head like, I mean, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the direction they're taking Moira and trying to make her a more fun and engaging hero in Overwatch 2. In fact, they even talk about that in the final segment, trying to make her a more fun hero to play. Like, yeah, this new weekend ability might make her overpowered or might not do anything at all, but at the very least, it'll add a skill element to Moira that is desperately needed for it, because there's nothing separating godlike Moira players from Moira players, because an average Moira player is already a godlike Moira player. But also just add something new and fun to Moira, which is the whole point of these Overwatch 2 betas, and something that we already saw in the first beta, like Zenyatta's kick. Yeah, it was fun to straight up yeet people away from you, but it also had a purpose, trying to keep flankers like Tracer and Genji's away from you. And when Mommy Mercy got a change where she was able to Mercy super jump, yeah, that was fun at first, but it also served a purpose because, well, you know, it was an ability that not everyone knew about, but now everyone can do it if you at least read the blog post. And now with this new Moira Rework with her weakened ability, while it's less so memey than the Zenyatta kick, I think moving forward, while I don't want to see it done to every single hero, I don't think it would hurt to try to experiment with every single hero and try to add new fun things to it. Like, if Cole Cassidy didn't already have his magnetic grenade, I would point to him and say, yeah, that is another hero that, while he's not boring to play, is a very boring hero on the surface. Like, he has a flashbang and a combat roll and a gun. While that might fit his old Western simplistic lifestyle cowboy design, I don't think it would hurt to add maybe a new ability where he's able to throw his cowboy hat like a boomerang or something. Hey, that's even a cool idea that I wouldn't mind either. But whether you're a Moira main, a Symmetra main, or a dirty Hanzo main, Moira is not going to be the only hero reworked in the second Overwatch 2 beta, and the second Overwatch 2 beta is not going to be the only time where we see other hero reworks. Like, a lot of people are memeing on Overwatch 2 saying that's Overwatch 1.1, but it's kind of funny whenever they do make changes, people complain like, oh, you're changing everything that we love about Overwatch, and they can never win. But I like the fact that they're, one, even coming up with ideas, but more importantly, two, talking about these ideas even before the second Overwatch 2 beta takes place. Like, it really goes to show that the Overwatch team is trying to do different compared to the last couple of years. Plus, it's just cool to see what kind of possibilities there are for heroes and abilities. Like, I didn't even think about the possibility of sucking on your own teammates and peeing on them. Mega pause. That's the last time I see it because this is the end of the video. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the new weekend ability and if you think it belongs in Overwatch 2, because at the end of the day, it's still an idea that could get scrapped like the other two. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.